Yes, you see that right? It is from November 5th, 2022. I know, I'm working my way up to something. Y'all have probably already seen this one. Maybe some people haven't. You don't never know. See, I was doing some research on this one, and then other officers came up, and I went down that rabbit hole, and one thing led to another, and it's taking me longer to get this shit up than it should. Give me a minute. Also, people hate it when I do this. 93% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You got your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop. All you gotta do is click the button and I'll quit the harassment. I'm going to try to remember to do that 3 times. Anyway, this is where we're at with this one, and it has a conclusion. So this is what I'm doing right now. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. I have a ton of other videos up. Anyway, so domestic violence. Ex-police officer was stalking Miami-Dade officer before shooting him, police say. Now, we have this article, and then we've got a few videos, and we'll be done. So give me a minute. Hialeah, Florida. A relationship with a history of domestic violence between 2 law enforcement officers in Miami-Dade County ended after about 7 years, but not the violence, police said. Yessenia Sanchez, a former Miami-Dade Schools Police officer, used an electronic application to track her ex-boyfriend according to the arrest form. Sanchez, 32, drove to the 3-bedroom home on Friday morning at 1270 West 79th Street while searching for her ex-boyfriend, according to Sergeant Jose Torres, a spokesman for the Hialeah Police Department. Sanchez got out of her car and confronted Officer Damian Colon, who is a 17-year veteran with the Miami-Dade Police Department and was off-duty, police said. Sanchez and Colon argued before she shot him once in the head, police said. I wonder if police can say one more time. She drove away in a red pickup. Police officers responded shortly before 6:40 a.m. and found the MDPD veteran wounded, according to Torres. Meanwhile, Sanchez crashed into several cars and abandoned the truck in the area of Palm Avenue and 45th Street, according to Torres. She took off running eastbound on 45th Street and dropped her wallet, according to the arrest form. Dropped her wallet. Well, of course. Hialeah police officers later arrested her at her home at about 7:50 a.m. at 630 East 45th Street. A neighbor described Sanchez as super nice. She confessed to the crimes according to the arrest form. Fire rescue personnel rushed Colon to Jackson Memorial Hospital's Ryder Trauma Center, where dozens of police officers waited for updates on his condition. He is out of surgery and he has been moved over to a room. His family is with him, MDPD Director Alfredo Freddy Ramirez III said on Friday afternoon. Also, I'm going to have a video on this one coming out too. He remained there late Friday night in critical condition, according to Torres, who added that the investigation remains open and active. Last year, police officers arrested Sanchez while she was still a police officer. She had allegedly armed herself with a gun and later with a knife and threatened to hurt herself. Sanchez was facing charges of attempted murder, aggravated stalking, and leaving the scene of an accident. We may have different color shirts, but we are all one, and we all want the same thing, to protect our communities and protect our officers, Ramirez III said. Remember that. I got another video coming out on this one, I just said. So this is the complaint, it's the affidavit, it's a statement of facts. Friday, November 4th, 2022, there's a time. Hialeah Police Department responded to a call. Female armed with a firearm at his house. The armed female was not located. Officers located the victim lying in supine on the porch at the address. Gunshot wound to the head. The victim was airlifted to Ryder Trauma Center in critical condition. Now, I didn't cut this off. They did. Hialeah Police Department Major Crimes Unit responded and took over an investigation. Revealed the victim and the defendant were in a romantic relationship over the past 7 years. I didn't click on that. Defendant was tracking the victim via an electronic application. Located the victim of the incident. Upon locating the victim at the residence, the defendant exited her getaway vehicle with her firearm holstered in an exterior holster at that point. See, they got when you're writing the narratives and the supplements, you're writing it, what you remember as you are walking up to or as you find them. As you're seeing it, that's what goes in it. That's how specific they want it to be. Beginning to argue. The defendant fired a single shot, the victim in the head, fled the scene. During the course of the investigation, detectives were able to obtain electronic communication. Defendant sent the victim. She sent the victim global positioning systems and coordinates to his whereabouts. Prior to the incident, she continued to unlawfully attempt to locate the victim. After identifying the defendant via surveillance video from the area the defendant was located and arrested post-Miranda. So, they found her, they Mirandized her, and they arrested her. Post means after. The defendant waived her rights to and provided a post-Miranda video, which I could not find. I would love to have that video. Recorded a statement confessing to shooting the victim. Moreover, the defendant advised she actively tracked the victim via electronic means in an attempt to locate the victim. The defendant was charged accordingly and transported to jail. CCTV captured the incident in its entirety. And this is just the officer that wrote it. Typically what they have you do here is and then you put your name and say, based on my training and experience and this and that. It's usually a little heroes page and then you write all this shit. Anyway, that's what that's about. So here's this video.
Fighting for his life after he was shot outside a home in Hialeah.
Detectives say his ex-girlfriend pulled the trigger. Local 10's Cody Weddle is live in Miami with the latest on the investigation. Cody.
Calvin and Nicole, the good news here is that this police officer remains in critical condition after his coworkers say it was his ex-girlfriend that shot him in the head early this morning. A Miami-Dade police officer still clinging to life at Jackson Ryder Trauma Center.
He's out of surgery and he's been moved over to a room. His family's with him right now.
Pay attention to this guy. Sorry.
Miami-Dade police saying one of their own, 17-year veteran Damian Colon, remains in critical condition but alive.
He's still with us. And we want to ride that positivity. We ask that the community ride that positivity with us for him and his family, and that's what's going to get us through this.
He put his life on the line as an officer, but Colon was off duty when his ex-girlfriend allegedly shot him in the head at this Hialeah home Friday morning. Yessenia Sanchez had already been arrested in September of last year when she allegedly hit Colon and threatened to hurt herself.
This is a domestic violence incident. The shooter is a former Miami-Dade School Police officer.
Her neighbors saying the former couple kept their problems to themselves.
I'd say hi, and she was super nice.
At the hospital Friday, Colon's co-workers and loved ones gathered to comfort one another as they wait for more news.
We may have different color shirts, but we're all one, and we all want the same thing, to protect our community and protect our officers.
So he has undergone surgery and is with his family. Miami-Dade police have told us they will bring us an update on his condition as soon as they have it. His ex-girlfriend, Sanchez, meanwhile, was arrested without incident. We're live in Miami. I'm Cody Weddle, Local 10 News.
Hopeful for a speedy recovery.
Thank you, Cody. Okay, and so then we'll go to the next one and see what's going on with that one.
Local 10 News starts right now.
Right now at 5:30, dramatic new video giving us a clear picture of a domestic shootout that involved two law enforcement officers.
A former Miami-Dade Schools Police officer confessed to shooting her ex-boyfriend, a Miami-Dade Sheriff's deputy. He did survive, and she is now facing an attempted first-degree murder charge. Local 10 Samir Nutsi joining us live outside the jail in West Miami-Dade with a closer look at the...
Now, it's going to be windy, and it's going to be a little difficult to hear him, so you can feel free to get over that.
Surveillance. Samir.
Eden and Christy, we can tell you this was quite a shocking crime when it happened. What appears to be a vengeful ex-girlfriend shooting her ex-boyfriend in the head, then fleeing. Thankfully, he survived, but now a look at that near-fatal attraction. Cuffed and crying, former Miami-Dade Schools officer Yessenia Sanchez. Back in November of 2022, she's alleged to have shot her ex-boyfriend, Miami-Dade Sheriff's Deputy Damian Colon. In this surveillance video obtained by Local 10, you can see the pair...
You got good trigger discipline, though. You got to give it to her. It's hard to see right there. One shot, took her finger off that trigger.
...down. According to investigators, she stalked Colon using an app to his Hialeah home, shoots him, and then flees, leaving a path of destruction. Neighborhood surveillance captures her truck smashing into vehicles.
Where did the car go? I have no idea.
She ditches that truck and runs away. Sky 10 flying over the then bloody crime scene. Colon taken to an area hospital at the time in critical condition. Deputies later arresting her at her Hialeah home.
Ms. Sanchez, the court's reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause for one count of attempted murder in the first degree with a deadly weapon, and count two, aggravated stalking.
And Sanchez remains behind bars. She's due back in court on March 13th. That's the very latest. We're live in West Miami-Dade. I'm Samir Nafsi, Local 10 News.
Samir, thank you.
Thank you, whomever that was. And then we went to this one.
It's the message from a
I think justice is served, and I think she got what she deserved.
And that's the message from a former deputy after his ex pleaded
And don't forget, she admitted to everything.
guilty to shooting him. She is a former Miami-Dade Schools Police officer and is now a convicted felon.
NBC6 reporter Christian Colon reports on her sentencing.
With his family's love and the support of his brothers and sisters in blue, that is how former Miami-Dade deputy Damian Colon has managed to stay strong.
Thank God for them. I've gotten through this tough situation. Thank God for my family, for everybody that's been there for me. It's been tough, but without them, I probably would have never gotten through this.
The wheelchair and his permanent injuries did not stop Colon from going face-to-face with his ex-girlfriend Yessenia Sanchez, who after 3 years pleaded guilty to stalking and shooting him in the head.
May you suffer, Yessenia, every day of your life. We despise you. We despise you. You don't deserve to breathe.
David Colon told Sanchez she destroyed his brother's life. Video shows when she shot him amid an argument. Damian collapsed on his back.
I hope you don't have one day of peace. I hope you suffer every single day for the rest of your life. And may God make you live a very long life so you can suffer for what you've done.
The 20-year Miami-Dade deputy was forced to end his career.
Look at all the government overtime. I'm just saying, if they were not getting paid, likely wouldn't be there. Or they probably made them be there.
They ended my career. I would have never ended my career. But she ended my career. And she knows that very well.
And see, you kind of want to feel sorry for him, but, I mean, she's 32. I don't know how old he is, but you should be able to pretty quickly realize crazy.
My career wasn't going to be ended.
Sanchez, who was facing up to life in prison, accepted a 30-year prison deal.
I think justice is served, and I think she got what she deserved. I think she should have gotten more, but I'll take what she got.
Now Damian says it's time to close a chapter he never wanted to be part of.
Here for Damian. And Sanchez did not speak during her sentencing. The minimum she must do is 25 years in prison. And once she gets out, she must stay away from Damian. In Miami, Christian Colon, NBC6 News.
Thank you, Christian. Also, 92% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You got your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop. All you gotta do is click the button. That's 2. And here's the last one.
This is a late edition of 7 News.
And this is March 14th, 2025. Stop.
And tonight a woman learns her fate for stalking and shooting her ex-boyfriend in the head. Hello again, and good evening. That defendant was sentenced to decades behind bars.
In court today, the victim, a Miami-Dade deputy who suffered lifelong injuries, did not hold back. The night team's Michael Hudak reports.
May you suffer, Yessenia, every day of your life. We despise you.
The family of Miami-Dade officer Damian Colon did not mince words as they spoke directly to the woman who has caused them so much pain.
I want to tell you, you have destroyed our family. You have destroyed someone full of life, full of plans, with a bright future. You did.
On Friday,
you wish to plead guilty to these 2 charges of attempted first-degree murder with a deadly weapon and stalking.
she pleaded guilty to attempted first-degree murder with a deadly weapon and stalking.
Justice is served, and I think she got what she deserved. I think she should have gotten more, but I'll take what she got.
This is the moment, back in 2022, when authorities say Yessenia Sanchez, Damian Colon's ex-girlfriend, sped away after stalking him and shooting him in the head. He was off duty and at his family's Hialeah home. Sanchez was also a former Miami-Dade Schools Police officer.
I don't want to wish this upon anybody.
You are a horrible human being. I hope every day of your life you suffer for the things that you have caused.
Sanchez will spend at least 30 years in state prison, followed by 20 years of probation.
We have justice today. Today we close a chapter.
The state attorney's office providing this statement to 7 News, saying, in part, Sanchez's 30-year sentence cannot restore the physical damage she did while trying to kill the man she once claimed to have loved, adding, I applaud the work of the assistant state attorneys who have vigorously labored to close the book on this terrible incident. It has been a tough and long recovery for Damian, but he says the support from his brothers and sisters in blue and his family have helped him tremendously.
I feel blessed. Thank God for them. I've gotten through this tough situation. Thank God for my family, for everybody that's been there for me. It's been tough, but without them, I probably would have never gotten through this.
Earlier this month, Damian retired from the Miami would have loved to continue doing. We're in Miami. Michael Hudak, 7 News Night Team.
Thank you, Michael. So, yeah, retired. Full benefits, I'm guessing. You know he did. He was there, what, 17 years, something like that. I can't remember. Anyway. So, yeah, she looked crazy. Anyway, that's a him issue. And maybe, I don't know, situational awareness. I mean, I don't want to see anybody get shot and killed, but damn, pay attention. So, yeah, that's where we're at with this one. She's going to be going for, one said 30, one said 25, somewhere. And then for 20-some years, she'll be on probation, and they've told her to stay away from him. Of course, I mean, that's like, pouring water over a duck's back. It doesn't matter what they say. What is she going to do? Might as well have told her not to shoot him. But, I mean, that's where we're at. So, anyway, let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, this is the 3rd time. 92% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to their channel. You got your phone in your hand, you got your laptop, click the button. I'll stop the harassment. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.